Hey, Andrew here from mynexttablet.com. I'm at the booth from Samsung right now at the press conference right before Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, and they just introduced the new Samsung Galaxy Book 10.6. It's a 10-inch Windows tablet. They haven't released a 10-inch Windows tablet for a couple of years, maybe 2, 3, maybe even 4 years. The last one was with Windows RT, I believe. Anyway, since I released the 12-inch Windows tablet last year, they are now back with a 10-inch device, the Galaxy Book 10.6. Let's take a closer look at it. First of all, it's 10 inches, 10.6 inches. There's a Full HD resolution with 1920 by 1280, and inside runs an Intel Core M3 processor of the latest 7th Kaby Lake generation, together with 4 GB of RAM and 64 GB or 128 GB of internal storage. That are the specs. Let's go around the device a bit. We've got a webcam at the top there, then a black bezel, the Samsung logo. On the bottom we've got a connector for the keyboard cover. We'll take a look at it a bit later. Then we have a headset port, USB Type-C port, micro SD card slot, and probably the SIM card slot as well. There will be an LTE version. Then we've got a speaker over there, volume rocker, power button, and on this side another speaker. On the back there's no camera, only the Samsung logo, and I believe this is plastic actually. It looks a bit like aluminium, but it doesn't feel very high-end, to be honest. So yeah, I think this is plastic. If it's aluminium, then it's a bit weird. It doesn't really feel high-end. Yeah, I think it's plastic. Alright, otherwise it's not too thick, it's not that thin either though. Yeah, on here runs Windows 10, nothing much to say about it. Windows 10 runs pretty good on a Core M3, and I actually like Windows tablets quite a lot, especially if you can work on them a bit. Let's take a look at a couple of accessories. We've got a stylus. This is I think it's a special edition with this Stadler pencil company, but this is basically an S Pen. It works like you are used to from an S Pen, and yeah, it has similar features. Obviously there's pretty good handwriting recognition built into Windows 10. Microsoft has their own stylus and it works very similar. There's also a partnership with Adobe, so you might have some additional features in Photoshop. Another accessory besides the S Pen stylus is the keyboard cover. Samsung calls it something like a pogo keyboard cover, and yeah, it's just a typical keyboard cover. You connect your tablet, the Galaxy Book, magnetically like this, and then you can just position it in several angles and just use it as a laptop. You can type on it. The keyboard is actually quite nice. What I don't like is that you can't angle the keyboard a bit like you can with the Surface series, and actually like a lot of other competitors, like all the Windows tablets from Lenovo, you can angle the keyboard a bit. That's not possible here. What I don't like about a keyboard cover like this, as well as that it's relatively unstable. If you're working in a bus, on an airplane, or anywhere where it might be a bit wobbly, then this is not a very stable connection. I reviewed the Huawei MateBook, and that was the case there. It had a very similar design. It's a bit more stable if you have a kickstand and a keyboard cover like with the Surface or the Lenovo Mix series, or you have just a standard keyboard dock like we've seen with most 10-inch Windows tablets. Actually, that's the most stable version, but then it's not as thin. Alright, my first impressions of the Galaxy Book are not bad. I don't think it will be a big seller. It's not like the most highest exciting Windows tablet out there. It really is not, but if you're looking for a relatively inexpensive tablet, you don't need a big screen, you don't need a Surface, or you don't need the 12-inch Galaxy Book, then you might take a look at it. Right now I'm not sure how much it will be priced because they didn't mention it at the press conference. It shouldn't be over 600 euros. If it is, then maybe I would look at something else and not the Galaxy Book, but we'll have to see how much it will cost. I'm Andrew from mynexttablet.com. This is the Samsung Galaxy Book 10.6. Thanks for watching.